What's up, nerds? Welcome to this news roundup here today on the show. We've got a lot to talk about, lots of things happening. Before we get into it, though, don't forget we are having a contest to give away this awesome Wanda Funko Pop. It's going to be given away very soon. To be entered to win, all you have to do is interact with our content, like, subscribe, share our videos, comment on our content on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WeThemNerds. Basically, as long as you are showing that you are connected to our material, you're entered to win. Okay. Let's get into it. Gerald, let's talk about we'll get some stuff out of the way that maybe we don't, we'll save Marvel for last. So let's talk about some DC stuff.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good to me.
It seems like the next big thing for DC, we're kind of looking forward to the Snyder Cut. News came out this week that it is given an R rating, which means we will likely see some. I don't think it's for sexual content. I think it's probably for violence.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be a cyborg Aquaman love scene that people want. He can't go underwater. He's got too many metal parts.
Maybe that's the reason why he left the series.
Could be. And there's been some rumblings that the Snyder Cut is going to get a black and white release. 4 hours of black and white R-rated Justice League. Is this what the world needs, Jerry?
I don't even know if we need the movie itself, but I mean, for some reason, people really want it. Even the amount of footage that's being added into it is like very small. So, I mean, we've already seen the movie itself. So I don't know how much better. Maybe it does help being in black and white. I would probably prefer just being all the way in black, but
yeah, just TV off.
It's a black screen.
Speaking of folks that are in that film, what's going on? I heard something about Henry Cavill. What's going on with him?
I heard Henry Cavill is going to be having a small cameo in the new Shazam movie. Originally, in the first Shazam movie, he had also had a small cameo that was supposed to be like an Easter egg at the very end, and they kind of play reference to it when you watch the movie, but you don't actually see him. And the reason why you didn't see him was at the time Warner Brothers was planning on getting rid of him altogether and recasting the character, and now they realize that from a sinking ship of a franchise that he's probably one of the parts is keeping the ship afloat, so they decided to keep him.
Right. I just realized I'm still in Wanda's living room from the 70s. I'm going to go ahead and hang out with the Eater of Worlds instead.
Maybe she decided you weren't allowed to leave.
Maybe. One last little DC film nugget. We got some Arrowverse news too, but in my opinion, the best Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, has been kind of vocal about wanting to perhaps reprise the role, or at least she's open to it. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I mean, especially if you're bringing back Michael Keaton.
Yes.
The original Batman movies with Michael Keaton, and then the second with Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer are probably the best of all the franchises, including recent stuff that's come out. And I think a lot of people wanted to see Batman 3 be a conclusion of that story. And obviously that's not what we got. We got Val Kilmer and George Clooney. Yeah. So
Bat nipples.
I think that they should bring her in and maybe like play off where have these two characters been for the last 35 years.
Yes. Yeah. All of this seems to be having to do with Flashpoint, of course. That's kind of DC's entry into this whole multiverse thing. Marvel, of course, is doing it on their end, and DC seems to be doing it with the Flash. I would love it. I think the nostalgia factor aside, and also I think in my humble estimation, she's the best Catwoman. So that's pretty cool. Moving from the big screen to the small screen, sticking with DC though, some stuff going on in the Arrowverse. I have to say, before I get into the news, in our last news show, I was a little bit skeptical about Batgirl. I have now watched the 3 episodes that have been released. I am much more positive about it as it goes along. It's still not my favorite Arrowverse show, but I feel like Javicia Leslie is carving out her own sort of niche, and I'm a little more hopeful about it. And I'm not the only one. Ratings have gone up on episode 2 and episode 3 slightly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's
are
enough
getting-
that they gave her early, second season. So I mean,
right.
that's a plus.
Yeah. Batgirl has been renewed for season 3, presumably with Javicia Leslie still in the cowl. It was announced that it was renewed along with my favorite part of the Arrowverse, Legends of Tomorrow, as well as seemingly their flagship show, The Flash. So that they're sort of laying the foundation along with Superman and Lois for what the Arrowverse is going to become here in the next near future. There are some things departing the Arrowverse. Supergirl, which has been a huge part ever since it came over from CBS in its second season, now is going to be in its final season, season 6, getting a full 20 episode season premiering this year. Do you think it's the right decision to get rid of Supergirl?
I don't know. I mean, if you're bringing in Superman, I don't know if you need to have both supers. Maybe they can still keep her around for cameos and for big, universal conflicts that they need to have a big group for. But I don't know if it's needed. I think that for me, that show was always wishy-washy season by season of whether or not it was going to be good or not. It's very similar to The Flash to me. I think The Flash has good aspects of the show, but every season is the same villain every single season. Yeah. And then with Supergirl, it almost always seems like her villains are the money allotted to the show is what's left from all the other shows and what they haven't spent on craft services. Like the makeup's all a little bit off. The costumes are very, San Diego Comic-Con looking.
That avocado toast isn't going to cook itself, Jerry. I'll be honest, though. One of the things that I like about Supergirl, and I'm going to sort of miss, and it's something I like about Flash too, and really it's a strong suit in a lot of the Arrowverse shows. They have good ensemble casts. You feel like you're watching a superhero team up pretty much when you're watching just one show. Yeah. And, when you look at Supergirl, some of the characters on there, Dreamer was a cool character, and especially Martian Manhunter, one of my very favorite parts of the Arrowverse. You have to wonder if they're going to pop up somewhere else or what. I would love to see Martian Manhunter go to Legends.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about when you end a series is that you have the opportunity to be able to move characters that people still like onto a different one. Because I mean, they're still in the same universe now, so you don't have to lose anybody. But I'm sure that it becomes a budgetary reason. I'm sure the reason why they're getting rid of stuff. So especially during COVID. So
yeah. Also departing the Arrowverse, other than Legends, probably my favorite part, Black Lightning. Final season is beginning Monday, February 8th. The trailer shows a sort of broken Black Lightning as he's sort of recovering from the conflicts of the previous season, fighting the ASA and the whole Markovian conflict and all the lies that the ASA was telling. His wife's addiction to green light, which is the big street drug on the show. It does have a little bit of a hint that his daughters are going to continue like moving to the forefront as heroes. And it makes you wonder that there's been talk of a painkiller spinoff show. And it makes you wonder if they're also going to spin off with the girls. They've become pretty big heroes in their own right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It also just seems like to me like the comic book genre in general, you had shows like Luke Cage, which was doing phenomenally well, and pretty much critically acclaimed. Like people were, just amazed by it. The first season of Black Lightning is pretty much the same way. And I wonder how much, the loss of Luke Cage plays into the loss of Black Lightning also.
I don't know. I feel like the first season of Luke Cage is probably my favorite piece of the Marvel universe that in the last few years. It was a masterpiece. Mahershala Ali as Cottonmouth was just another amazing villain. Netflix had such good villains.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see some of them back. Probably not Cottonmouth.
No, guess not.
He got spoilers. He's dead. But I don't know. It seems to me like an odd choice to end Black Lightning when they are, especially, and not to pigeonhole the character, but there is a huge element in the show of like mirroring what's going on in the United States. The police brutality sort of angle that they were showing on the show, it was really like, it hit kind of hard given the fact that it was happening during all of these, protests against police brutality and people of color being disproportionately targeted and treated poorly. And it was like, it felt like a really socially relevant show. And it's weird to me that they're getting rid of it. I don't know if one of the stars, if Cress Williams decided he didn't want to do it anymore or what, but it seems weird to me that they're pulling it.
Maybe it was harder for the people to connect to that character because they already brought him out being kind of an older character, and you're playing more to a teen audience.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I wonder if they would have been well served to say that the show is continuing, but that he's going to be sort of in a background role, and his daughters and Painkiller are going to sort of be at the forefront. Yeah. I don't know. It's just odd to me, but it's just one of those things. I don't know why they canceled the things they canceled, but what are you going to do? I don't know. Watch anime, Jerry?
Do I watch anime? No.
Neither do I. But I am excited about an anime. Netflix is going to be debuting a fresh Godzilla anime, and I love kaiju, especially Godzilla. So this is pretty cool. They sort of started talking it up around the time it was announced Godzilla versus Kong was going to be on HBO Max, which is March 31st. It's going to be on HBO Max. Very excited about that. I'm going to watch it, even though it's
going to give it a try.
I'm going to give it a shot. We'll talk about it.
I went through a stint in high school where I drew anime. I mean, I don't know if that's the same thing, but
oh, that
no,
no.
No.
All right. Family show, Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey. Speaking of streaming, two of the biggest and best superhero sort of genre shows that are on streaming: Umbrella Academy on Netflix, of course, and The Boys on Amazon Prime. Both are about to embark upon filming their respective third seasons. I'm very excited about both of these shows. Umbrella Academy coming back with, Ben is alive, and, the Sparrow Academy is going to be at the forefront. Over on The Boys, that show is freaking bonkers.
Yeah, it's a great show, though.
Yeah, it's so good. I cannot wait for those shows to come back. I will, as soon as I see them, I'm just going to devour them. They're so good.
I'll start watching them a year after they're done, and then be like, oh yeah, I haven't bothered to start watching that yet. That's usually how I do TV.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh my gosh, Jerry, have you started watching The Boys yet? No, I'll get to it. And then 3 weeks later, I just finished The Boys. Have you started it yet? No, I'll get to it.
No, I'm watching RuPaul for the 47th time.
This dude's over here watching Schitt's Creek for the 14th time. Come on, man. All right. It's a good show.
It is.
Yeah. I got my wife to start watching it, by the way.
Fold in the cheese.
Fold it in. You just fold it in, Jerry. I don't know how to fold broken cheese. Anyway. All right. On to Marvel. What's going on in the world of Marvel, Jerry?
Nothing really this week.
Nah.
No, William Dafoe has supposedly been seen on the set of Spider-Man 3. Many people may know him from his original role as the Green Goblin in Spider-Man, the original.
I know him best from the meme where he says, "I'm somewhat of a scientist myself." Anyway. Yes, in this this whole Spider-Man 3 bringing people back, it's just, I'm so excited. The idea that we're going to get to see, Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin and all these villains who are, a fairly strong part of those films. It's exciting to have them back.
Not to mention the amount of disappointment we're all going to have from the idea that all these people are going to be in there and that we've been lied to the whole time.
Right. Or they're like in a flashback, it just goes for a minute.
It was just some strange old guy yelling at a light post, and they're like, William Dafoe was on the set.
Wearing like a green beanie. He was wearing the mask. Oh, no. Well, that's exciting. We have a little ways off, or we are a little ways off from Spider-Man 3. We are also a little ways off from Thor: Love and Thunder, which has they've started doing some filming on that. The pictures I saw gave Thor a very Thunderstrike kind of look.
Yeah, very 80s.
Yeah, 80s kind of like metal looking, like 80s rock.
Or like not like Kiss, more like Twisted Sister.
Yeah. He clearly has been doing some crunchies since the last time we saw him on film. Dude's in shape.
Yeah,
very in shape.
Not the only thing that got snapped back into place.
Look out. He's got all those Infinity Stones. He's got 6 of them right in his belly. In those pictures, we are confirmed that we're going to get Nebula back, which I think we kind of assumed. But also Kraglin, who's played by, what's his name? Last name is Gunn. I can't remember his first name, but...
Yeah, it's Tim Gunn's, not Tim Gunn. The guy from Project Runway.
That's why he's wearing sleeveless shirts.
What's his name? The other Gunn that does the movies.
James Gunn?
James Gunn, yeah, his brother.
Billy Gunn?
I know that obviously they're going to have to explain, how Thor gets to where he's at, because he was supposed to be leaving with the Guardians. So hopefully we get like a little bit like of a montage of like the kind of stuff that they got into, and then like
shenanigans.
They dino him off the ship,
Yeah.
Just pick him up and place him outside.
Yep. That's going to be a fun movie. With as funny as Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 were, and with as great as Ragnarok was, like the humor, I'm super excited for that one.
Yeah, Taika Waititi. I'm sure I completely Tutu, whatever. I'm sure I butchered that name. That man can make anything funny. I watched that Jojo Rabbit movie. He made Hitler funny. Yeah, I mean, the man is like a genius when it comes to writing comedy.
Right. Yeah. What We Do in the Shadows. So good.
Exactly.
Yes. So.
Guillermo.
Guillermo. The ladies too heavy, Guillermo. The on film screen, big screen Marvel stuff. We gotta wait. All that. Those. Whatever.
The talking pictures.
The talkies won't be out for a while.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the telly, because there's going to be some stuff on the television coming up soon. Of course, WandaVision is on right now, and we are going to have a separate video, of course, talking about WandaVision's episode 5, which was bonkers. But after that, we have a few things to look forward to on Disney Plus. Of course, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We got some glimpses at some costumes. One of my favorite villains from my youth, Baron Zemo, got his little mask, which is exciting. And we also got a glimpse of yeah. He's like, "Oh, you like my ski mask?" It really just is a ski mask. Yeah. Whatever. He's gonna rob a convenience store. It's a big fall from Hydra. And we also got a glimpse of U.S. Agent, who is like the Wish version of Captain America. Yes.
Yeah. Something like that. What you buy versus what you get.
Yes.
Also, War Machine is rumored to be in that series. Yes. I don't know for how long he'll be in there, or what aspect of it. Will he be actually in his War Machine outfit, or just playing, Rhodey. Rupert. Yeah, that's his last name, right?
Rhodes is his last name. His name is James Rhodes.
What's his first name?
James.
Oh, whatever.
Good old Rhodey Rupert.
Why? There's gonna be Rupert's in that name someplace, and you're gonna feel bad about yourself. And then also, I believe I've heard that there's gonna be a new trailer coming out for during Super Bowl Sunday. So
that'll be great. That'll be great.
Which makes sense because the show comes out next month. So
right. And I think that there's a lot of people, when you go on Twitter and you look at what's trending, like WandaVision and Disney Plus are always trending right now. They're trending constantly. And I think that you're going to get that sort of like lead in audience. People are going to be excited to see like, okay, well, they made something special here. Let's see what they can do with these other characters, right? Also coming out on Disney Plus, there's a really cool documentary called Marvel Behind the Mask, which talks a lot about like representation, and there's a lot of people of color and women and LGBTQ representation, where people talk about how like as a kid reading a comic with that kind of representation like helped them, which is great. I mean, that we've talked about how comic books are such a important tool for people kind of finding belonging, and it looks like a really, really cool documentary. I can't wait to check it out. The trailer's out now. Just check it out on YouTube. It's called Marvel Behind the Mask. Debuts February 12th. So I'll have to check that out. One last Disney Plus Marvel nugget. It's a big one though. Kingdom of Wakanda. I kind of went Jamaican there for a second, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit. It was, I don't know. Are you on a bobsled team?
I have 3 jobs. Anyway, Kingdom of Wakanda was announced. Ryan Coogler, who is the brains behind both Black Panther and the upcoming Black Panther 2, is going to they're going to handle that. And we don't know what it's going to be about yet. There's a lot of question marks. Are we going to get a replacement for T'Challa on this show or on Black Panther 2? What do you see this show being?
I think that basically what the show is about, I'm sure that there is going to be portions of it that are Black Panther, adjacent. Like maybe we do find out people who are in the running for it, but I think we're going to see like series that are more based around, the side characters, like, these separate tribes, what builds Wakanda. Because that was really what was the plan for Black Panther 2. They wanted to really showcase Wakanda as the main character itself. So now they have the ability to have several different shows that can break that up and really give some real context to what this whole country is all about. Like I said, I won't even try to butcher their name, but the Black Panther's bodyguards, I think would be an amazing story to be able to tell, do a whole series about that.
Is it the Dora Milaje?
Something.
Dora Milaje? No, something.
Yeah. We'll
both butcher that one.
Yeah.
That would be it would be cool to have like one episode about them. And then I would love to see an episode or maybe, several episodes that follow M'Baku and his group. Maybe it would be kind of cool to play it like Game of Thrones, where you have all these different families and there's like all the little like kind of political drama that goes on between them. And
I would also love the idea that if they used it as, they say it's about Wakanda, but I think that the idea that you're being able to branch out to other, make-believe areas of Africa, that you might see a tribe that is ran by a woman with white hair, and then we all realize who they're, alluding to. And so that you can actually give a good series to be able to build up a character that's going to be later on in the movie. So
very true.
I think it's not to mention that if he writes those shows anywhere close to the way he wrote Black Panther, we're going to be getting great TV.
Yes. I like that they are sort of, we've got Kevin Feige as like the Yoda of the MCU, and everything kind of goes through him. But I like the idea of giving, like Taika Waititi kind of has his hand in everything Thor related now. And Ryan Coogler seems to be the one who's kind of handling the Black Panther thing. And I kind of like how they're like delineating, like these different like lanes, and they're all kind of like merging together. I think it allows for more cohesive writing.
Yeah, I think you're right. You have Taika Waititi and James Gunn. They do a lot of collaborating with it. Their characters are kind of intermingled. And then you have Black Panther, and I think that you're going to see a lot of that moving in with the Shang-Chi section of it, and obviously they're going to be including the whole Atlantis area into that also. So if you get those 3 good directors all within there, you know, you're able to put out really good context that all is cohesive with each other, which also then, you know, opens up to an even bigger story for when you put everybody together. Right. I don't know if that made any sense, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Together, apes strong.
Yeah. United we stand, divided we fall.
Something like that. All right. That's the goings on out in the nerd sphere this week. Don't forget to check us out on social media at We Them Nerds on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Be good. Be good to each other.
Stay nerdy.
Yo. All right. Bye.
Later.